And as we continue to learn more about this week's new provincial lockdown and stay-at-home order, I'm joined now to discuss the local impact with our Chief of Cornwall Police, Chief Danny Aikman. Welcome back to the show, Chief.
Thank you, Gabriel. Thanks for having me on, and good morning.
All right, so a lot of people, a lot of questions, of course, after Tuesday's announcement. Yesterday we received a lot more clarification, but we certainly want to let our viewers know a lot more about how this is gonna impact them locally. So let's start with the main message from this order. Of course, is it couldn't be clearer, which is stay home as much as possible.
That's absolutely right, Gabriel. So, in the province of Ontario, we're experiencing a significant surge of COVID-19 infections, and this has created quite a bit of concern by our provincial government and our healthcare sector in regards to overwhelming the whole healthcare sector and being able to treat people with COVID infections. So the province of Ontario has enacted a second emergency order, which came into effect last night, January 14th at 12:01 a.m. And it's quite an extensive document that the province has released. But the essential message, once again, as you stated, is stay home.
Absolutely. Now, I know that there'll be resources posted on the Cornwall Police website. As you mentioned, it's such a long document that it's impossible to get into the finer details of it. But there is some gray area as well in terms of the fact that what's considered an essential outing is going to mean different things to different people.
Sure, it is. And, I would encourage people to go to our website, as you've mentioned, www.cornwallpolice.ca. And we'll have a more fulsome listing of what is available and what you can do and what you can't do. But I think the bottom line, without trying to be funny about it, is people using their common sense. And it's if something is essential, such as going for groceries, going to a pharmacy to pick up medication, going to a doctor's appointment to seek medical attention, those things are all easily definable as essential. Some other things that people want to do just to get out of the house may not be deemed essential. So, I would caution people, just use common sense and try to abide by the new emergency orders. There are provisions in the orders for people to get outside and do exercise. So walking your dog is still permissible. It's the primary intent of the new emergency order is to limit gathering sizes. And that's one of the essential elements here is they've reduced the number of people that can gather from 10 in a premises to 5. And so the goal here is to encourage people to stay home.
Absolutely, and it's important to note as well that with the gathering limit, preferably within your own household, preferably outside, especially if it's not someone from your own household, distancing and masks are required as well if you are interacting with anybody outside your own household, which you really shouldn't be doing anyway.
Right, and within the order is requirements if you're in public spaces to wear a mask, and there's requirements upon business owners to enforce those provisions. So we would encourage the public to respect those guidelines. The whole purpose of wearing a mask is to protect others. If you happen to be asymptomatic and out in the community, you are just by breathing shedding virus. And so wearing a mask is certainly vital to controlling the spread of COVID-19 in our community. On the positive side, we saw news yesterday that COVID-19 vaccinations have begun in the city of Cornwall. And obviously, phase 1 deals with long-term care facilities and patients and the healthcare sector. And we're happy to see that in Cornwall. And we look forward, I know in the Cornwall Police Service, we look forward to having the opportunity down the road when appropriate to get in line and get our own vaccinations.
Absolutely, it's certainly the glimmer of hope that we need with the announcement. Now, when you mentioned, of course, the law regarding masks as well as gatherings, those are definitely things that are enforceable by law.
They are, and we fully intend to enforce the provisions under the emergency order. And but I can assure the public that police officers do not have the authority to randomly stop motor vehicles to ask people what their purpose of being outside the house is. That's not the intent of this legislation, nor do we have the authority to just randomly knock on someone's door and enter the premises and check to see the number of people that are in there. That's not going to happen, and our officers will be out enforcing appropriate situations. If there's gatherings of more than 5 individuals, those people, if we come upon those situations or are made aware of those situations, those people will be subject to a significant fine.
Absolutely. Maybe we can finish off with that. The consequences of ignoring the orders is a significant fine, and maybe you could provide just a little bit more detail on that.
It definitely is, and individuals can face fines in the range of $750 for being in a gathering of more than 5 people. People who are known to be the organizers of events face fines of upwards of $10,000, and businesses which are operating outside the parameters of the orders are subject to really significant fines, upward in the range of $1 million. So the province is imposing some rather significant penalties for people that aren't going to comply with orders.
Absolutely. On that note, Chief, thank you so much for joining me to provide some clarification on what these orders mean for the City of Cornwall and, of course, Cornwall Police. And as always, I like to finish off by thanking you and the entire Cornwall Police Service for the job that you do in helping protect the city.
Thanks, Gabriel. Have a nice day.